The Legend of the Own Jersey. The morning sun painted golden stripes across Fatima's room in State College. At 24, she navigated a world built for standing with a grace all her own. Today was the annual Adapted Basketball Clinic, a day where her spirit could soar. Beside her wheelchair, Figaro, the gray-brown tabby cat, gave a rhythmic purr. He leaned against her wheel, his tail flicking as Fatima carefully chose her favorite outfit. She didn't want a team jersey yet. She wanted to feel like herself, confident in her own clothes as she prepared to meet the day. Downstairs, a quiet symphony of preparation was underway. Her mother, Gulsen, packed the essentials, water, snacks, and the items needed for a day of movement. Her father, Levent, double-checked the buckles and tires of the wheelchair with the focused care of a master craftsman. For parents like Gulsen and Levent, every outing was a feat of logistics, a labor of love that ensured Fatima could thrive. They shared a knowing look across the kitchen. Today was about community, a place where the weight of caregiving was lifted by many willing hands. A rhythmic knock at the door signaled the arrival of a whirlwind of energy. Abby had made the long drive from Baltimore, trading her architect's drafting table for a day on the court. At 24, she and Fatima had been best friends since middle school, a bond forged in shared secrets and a deep, silent understanding. When Abby walked in, wearing a bright blue team shirt to be Fatima's partner, Fatima's face erupted into a radiant beam. Abby knelt down, catching Fatima's hands. "I'm so ready for this," Abby said, her voice full of warmth. The sports complex buzzed with anticipation. At the center of the excitement stood the heart of the clinic, Coach Dr. Laporta, who happened to be Abby's father. He moved with practiced ease, greeting each athlete as a legend in the making. As the head of the Nittany Valley Legends, an all-girls basketball team, he knew that today was about more than just sports. It was about inclusion. Abby gave her father a quick high five, their shared pride shining through as they prepared to lead the way. Inside the gym, the Nittany Valley Legends were a sea of vibrant blue. Mrs. Laporta was there, coordinating the volunteers with a welcoming smile. She moved through the crowd, making sure every family felt at home. When she reached Fatima, she didn't see a disability. She saw a daughter's best friend and a talented athlete. Fatima, in her own colorful clothes, stood out beautifully against the uniform blue, a reminder that true belonging means being celebrated exactly as you are. The clinic began with the rhythmic thud of basketballs hitting the hardwood. Alba, one of the players on the Legends team, knelt down next to Fatima. She held out a ball, her eyes full of encouragement. Alba waited patiently, understanding the rhythm of Fatima's movements. Together, they practiced the motion of a pass. In that moment, the barriers of verbal communication vanished, replaced by the shared language of the game and the simple, profound act of play. Then came the highlight of the day, the legendary relay race. "Ready, set, zoom, Fatima," Abby called out, her hands firm and steady on the wheelchair handles. They took off like a bolt of lightning, weaving through orange cones with practiced precision. The wind of their speed ruffled Fatima's hair as she leaned forward, her face a mask of pure, unadulterated joy. In this moment, they weren't an architect and a woman with cerebral palsy. They were a championship duo, a blur of determination and spirit. From the bleachers, Gulsen and Levent watched the scene unfold with misty eyes. They saw the volunteers in blue, the other parents, and the coaches, all cheering as one for their daughter. For a few hours, the daily challenges and the meticulous planning of their lives faded into the background. They felt the strength of a community that didn't just accommodate Fatima, but celebrated her. Levent rested his hand on Gulsen's, a silent acknowledgement of the beautiful, noisy, supportive village they had found. As the clinic reached its crescendo, Dr. Laporta gathered everyone in a circle. He stepped forward, But instead of the usual medals, he carried a row of brand new basketballs. He stopped in front of Fatima, his voice booming with pride. "Fatima, your spirit today was legendary," he announced. He leaned down and carefully placed a basketball into her lap. The weight of the ball felt like a promise, a tool for her to keep playing, keep striving, and keep being the legend she was born to be. The day concluded in the parking lot as the sky turned to soft shades of purple. The air was filled with a bittersweet quiet. As the time for goodbye arrived, Abby leaned into the wheelchair, giving Fatima one last lingering hug. They didn't need words to say how much the day had meant or how hard the distance back to Baltimore felt. Fatima reached up, her hand gently patting Abby's shoulder in a gesture of deep love. They stood there for a moment, two best friends bound by a day that would live in their hearts forever.